Hey everyone, so in this video here, there has been a ton of people that has been asking me, should I go for Constellations for Furina or get her best in slot weapon? And to tell you the truth, the weapon banner is such a scam. From the information that I have right now, it seems like she will be running alongside Baiju, which, I mean, if you want to pick him up, he is a kind of good unit right now, seeing that he actually is kind of useful with Neuvillette and Risley if you have to use them in like a burn type of team. He does the job good and he does provide healing over time as well, and plus a party-wide heal. So I heard like there might be some pairing with him and Furina, but I'm not sure if he's one that you should just go out and get right now, especially if you have good healers. So well, the problem is not with Baiju himself, it's with his weapon being running alongside Furina's. I wouldn't suggest getting that weapon unless if you really enjoy Baiju, but I haven't really come across much people like that. However, if you are someone that has the extra cash and willing to go 3-5 stars into the pity just to get a weapon, I mean, go ahead. But if you're someone like me that doesn't have that money to put into the game or have the primo saved up to go that far into pity, I don't think like you should touch the weapon banner. The only time that I touch the weapon banner is when it's with a good weapon like Staff of Homer and Aqua Simulacra. I really love Hu Tao and I love Yelan, so it was a 50-50 win for me. Either way, getting it was good. And if you didn't know with the weapon banner, if you lose the 50-50 and didn't get a rate-up weapon, let's say Aqua Simulacra and Staff of Homer is running together and you get something like the Skyward Atlas, the next weapon that you get, regardless if it is this banner or the next banner, it will be guaranteed to be one of the 50-50s, but you're not sure which one it is. Alright, so let's talk about Furina's weapon now. Personally, if I had to choose between her best in slot weapon or a Constellation 1 or 2, I would go for the Constellations. Her weapon seems to only synergize with her personal damage, and to tell you the truth, I don't really care about her personal damage, and majority of the time, a best in slot weapon seems to only be like 5, no, I wouldn't say 5, let's say about 10 to 25% better with damage compared to the other options that we have. But in Furina's case, however, she's not only a damage dealer, at core she is a buffer. I kind of ran into a similar situation like this. When Kazuha came out, I got a C0. On his rerun, I had to choose between getting the Freedom Swan Sword or his Constellation, and I chose the Constellation. Never had a problem to say. I am completely fine with using a Favonia Sword on him. I know that some people will say that it's terrible on him, but I like to alt a lot. I rather have his burst up 100% of the time and not having to worry about funneling particles on him to have his buff up than to just providing my team with like 5% more damage. Hell, even with Yelan, I don't use the Aqua Simulacra on her. I use the, what's Venti bow caller again? Whatever it's called, I can't remember. The elegy for the end. I use that on her because it enables her to have her burst up majority of the time, if not 100% of the time, because of the massive energy recharge. And plus, it is a party-wide buffer for elemental mastery and attack. Now, if you're someone that has been playing Genshin for like since the beginning, you may or may not have a copy, or if not, the R5 Festering Desire, and this might be the weapon that I will be using on her. Now, keep the tears back. I understand if you don't have it. We were early into the game, and you know there was like a lot to do, so I can understand some people that didn't participate in that event. But Hoyoverse was gracious enough to give us another option similar to the Festering Desire, but you will have to spend hours farming, well, fishing to get it. Now, holy seahorses, there's always the good old Favonia Sword, which I actually might use if I'm getting trouble to get her burst up. This weapon seems to cure and save every unit that has energy problem. Yes, you will lose out on some damage, but for supporting characters, this is the go-to set of weapons to use on them. Favonia's everything. Hell, even I use Favonia's on my DPS sometimes just to see how interesting it is. And you know what's kind of funny? My rotations feel so much cleaner, especially with characters that needs a ton of energy. So I could focus everything on damage instead of trying to get any ER substats, and it kind of balances. Now the good thing for Furina is that she doesn't scale with attack. So for Vonias having one of the lowest base attack, it doesn't matter. Now if you have been playing this game a long time and you have like maybe a Jade Cutter or a Mid Splitter Reforge, if you really want to build her for damage but don't want to touch the weapon banner, I would say to maybe use those options. They will be good. Jade Cutter has been sitting in our accounts who has it for a long time with no dedicated user, and Jade Cutter does provide 20% more HP, which is beneficial to her. So I guess that this might be the option for her. But if you don't have it and you have a Mid Splitter, you could use that on her too. But you will have to on-field her, which will kind of be weird. Unless if you want to try some type of vaporize by having a C6 Benny, keeping her on field so she could provide pyro application, enabling her fishes to vaporize. That's kind of interesting. But all in all, long story short, do not pull on the weapon banner. It's such a scam unless if you really love her. I would say getting either C1 or C2 will be better than getting her weapon. C1 enables her to get buffs faster, and well, C2 will increase her personal damage. So if you're someone that has the extra cash, I would go with this rotation. C0, C1, C2, maybe C3, and then the weapon. That's it. But yeah, that's my thoughts about Furina's weapon. I didn't state anything about what it does or what it is, but you can understand. It's like a more modernized version of the Mid Splitter for her, and only her right now, I think. So yeah, leave it to us down below what you think about Furina's weapon. Hit the like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.
Stars shining really, moon visions in my sight, landing nowhere with the sight. Had to take her with me, she was tasty to my sight, so I